Hello and welcome to Somnium, tabletop game how-to video. First, let us discuss the contents of the box, and then we will get into detail on how to play the game. In the box you will find Fate deck, Nightmare deck, Dream deck, player piece with a single die, and the board of course. Now let's set everything up. The Nightmare and Dream decks will go on the opposite corners of the board, with their discard pile to the left of each deck respectively. The Fate cards, along with your smartphone, will go in the middle of the board. And you're ready to start. You will then be prompted to a screen where you will choose how many players are going to be playing the game, as well as the colors of each player. The app will automatically begin with one of the colors appearing inside the orb in the middle. This will indicate the player that will start the game. Each player is then handed a Fate card, starting from the player that will go first and continuing into a counterclockwise pattern. During a turn, a player has to make one of two choices: to roll a die and move that number of spaces on the board, or draw a card from any of the decks. When a player chooses to draw a card, they have one of two options: draw from either the Dream or Nightmare deck. These move a player forward or back, respectively. Once a player draws from one of these decks, they will let the app decide who the card will affect. If a player lands a black space on the board, they will draw a Nightmare card, and this card will affect only them. In each of the decks, there is one Jester card, a Hail Mary or Last Resort for the person in last place. Be lucky enough to draw this card from the Dream deck, you could switch places with the first place player. Be unlucky to draw this card from the Nightmare deck, you could go from first to last within seconds. Throughout the game, the app will be changing between two phases: Dream phase and Nightmare phase. In the Dream phase, all Dream cards will have their effects doubled. During the Nightmare phase, the cards drawn from the Nightmare deck will have their effects unfortunately doubled. Draw from the Fate deck. The player will discard the Fate card, draw a new one, and their turn will end. Fate cards help or hinder the players, or they can be specific actions that must be done before a person takes their turn. Once a player has passed the 100th spot, the game will end and that player will be the winner.